Good morning. I want you to take a moment and think about the last time you felt truly unpredictable, not random, but liberated. When you stood in a new reality, not bound by the habits, thoughts, and emotional signatures of your past. The greatest illusion we live under is that we are our personality, and our personality creates our personal reality. If your personality is anchored in the past, in the repetitive thoughts that fire and wire the same circuits, in the survival emotions that keep the body as the mind, then your future will always look exactly like your past. You are a predictable creature of habit, but what if you could change that equation? What if you could become so coherent, so aligned, that you begin to attract a future that is unpredictable, a future that is truly new? It all comes down to 21 minutes of focused creation. The moment you decide to create a new destiny, you must stop being a victim of your environment, stop being a product of your body, and stop being addicted to the linear clock of your past. You are an energetic being in a quantum world. Your thoughts are the electrical charge in the field. Your feelings are the magnetic charge. Together, your thoughts and feelings create an electromagnetic signature that you are constantly broadcasting into the unified field. If you are thinking poverty and feeling lack, you are broadcasting a signature that generates more lack. The process of becoming supernatural is simply this: changing your energy. To change your energy, you must access the elevated emotions before the event you desire manifests. You must feel the joy, the gratitude, and the wholeness of your future reality right now. You must divorce yourself from the survival emotions, fear, anger, worry, which only keep your body in a state of stress, signaling to the field that you are stuck in the past. The 21-minute commitment. For 21 minutes, you step at a time. You sit down, you close your eyes, and you begin the process of to internal transformation. 1. Dismantle the old self. You consciously identify the thoughts and reactions you no longer want. You interrupt the program. You stop the energy flow to the old self. Elevate and create. You raise your energy. You cultivate an elevated emotion. Gratitude is the highest form of receiving. You begin to feel thankful for a future that has not yet occurred. Hold the coherence with your brain, thought, and your heart feeling in perfect coherence. You begin to run the mental movie of your future self. You are not trying to do it, you are being it. You are practicing the feeling of your destiny. In those 21 minutes, when you hold this new thought and this new feeling, you are broadcasting a brand new signature. You are pulling your future reality toward you. The moment you get up from the practice, you must maintain that state. You must walk through your day as if you are already that future self. That little voice of doubt, that familiar emotion of fear, that is the old program trying to pull you back to the familiar unknown. When it happens, you acknowledge it, you drop the thought, and you return to the state of creation. That is the moment of true transformation. This is not philosophy, this is a formula. You have the power right now to override the programs of your past. To shift your energy, you must be willing to feel the resistance, knowing it is the signal that you are shedding the old identity. Commit to that 21-minute state, harness the power of coherence by aligning your thought and your heart, and maintain that elevated magnetic signature. When you can consistently live from the feeling of the future, when you can truly embody the future now, you are no longer a victim of circumstances. You become the creator of your destiny. Show up every day, prove to yourself and the universe that your will is greater than any inherited programming, and witness the supernatural take shape in your life. Thank you. Identity versus predictability. Your current reality is a reflection of your past personality. The first step is to accept that being predictable means living a predictable, habitual life. The thought-feeling loop. Thoughts are the brain's electrical signals. Feelings are the body's magnetic signals. Together, they create your electromagnetic signature broadcast into the quantum field. Divorce the past emotion. Survival emotions, fear, anger, unworthiness, are a low-frequency energy that anchors the body to past experiences. You must trade them for elevated emotions, gratitude, joy, wholeness. Achieve coherence. The moment of creation requires heart and brain coherence, a clear intention, thought combined with a profound elevated feeling. This is the new powerful broadcast signal. The 21-minute state. This time is non-negotiable for separating yourself from your known reality, environment, body, time, to practice being your unknown future self. Resistance is the signal. When the body and mind resist the new state, that moment of discomfort is the precise biological threshold of change. Persistence through resistance is key to changing your biology. Embody the future. Now, don't wait for your reality to change to feel joy. Feel the joy now, and the new reality will chase your energy. The goal is to live every day as the person you are becoming. If you have successfully committed to a divorce, the past emotion, if you have, by sheer act of will, refused to let the survival chemistry of your past dominate your present, you now have a massive surplus of energy. That energy, which was once trapped in the thought-feeling loop of worry and reaction, is now free. But free energy alone is random. It's like a disconnected radio broadcast. To manifest a destiny that is truly supernatural, you must organize that energy into a focused, laser-like signal. This is the moment you must learn to achieve coherence. Coherence is the state of energetic synchronization between your thinking brain and your feeling heart. Think of your old survival-based self, stuck in identity versus predictability. As a flashlight, its light is diffuse, scattered, and weak. Coherence is the transformation of that flashlight into a laser beam, focused, highly concentrated, and capable of moving matter. This profound alignment is required because your thought is the electric charge, the mental blueprint of your desired future, and your elevated feeling is the magnetic charge, the energy that draws the new experience to you. If the electricity thought and the magnetism feeling are out of sync, your broadcast is weak, chaotic, and it signals two different messages to the quantum field. The first step to achieving this synchronization begins with the heart. The heart generates the largest electromagnetic field in the body, radiating outward several feet. However, when you are consumed by survival, emotions, stress, anxiety, frustration, this field collapses into a disorganized, chaotic pattern. To open the heart and create a massive toroidal magnetic field, you must intentionally generate an elevated emotion. This is why gratitude, joy, and awe are non-negotiable. When you feel true, sincere gratitude for a future event that has not yet occurred, or genuine wholeness before your healing is complete, you are sending a potent magnetic wave of receiving. This magnetic field organizes the energy around your body, preparing the stage for creation. Once the heart is generating this powerful, organized magnetic field, the second step is to introduce the focused intention of the brain. While holding this elevated state of feeling, the magnetic charge, you must clearly and without distraction run the mental movie of your future. You are choosing a specific potential reality from the infinite possibilities in the quantum field. This focused thought is the electrical current. When this clear intention is paired with a profound, elevated feeling from the heart, the two fields lock into harmony. This is coherence. Your resulting electromagnetic signature is no longer a weak, scattered flashlight. It is a massive, unified broadcast of a new reality. The energy of your future is literally pulled back to you by the magnetic force you are generating. This coherent state is the goal of the 21-minute state. During this time, you are practicing this internal alignment until it becomes second nature. It's not about analyzing the past, it's about inhabiting the feeling of the future. And make no mistake, the old programs will fight this transformation. When you sit in that sacred time and the feeling of doubt or impatience surfaces, remember, resistance is the signal. That biological discomfort is the old self, addicted to its chaotic energy, attempting to hijack your new signal. Persistence through that signal is the commitment to coherence. Every time you return to the state of synchronized thought and feeling, you are rewriting your biological destiny. The successful achievement of this coherent state is the only path forward, allowing you to seamlessly embody the future now and step into a life where the extraordinary is your new normal. This is where the rubber meets the road. We've established the energetic laws of creation, the electrical thought and the magnetic feeling that constitute the thought-feeling loop. We've committed to the revolutionary act of divorce the past, emotion starving the old self of its chemical fix. Now, we must provide a sacred space for this new creation to take hold, a laboratory for the supernatural. This space is the 21-minute state. This dedicated time is not a luxury. It is the non-negotiable anchor point of your future. It is a moment where you consciously choose to separate yourself from the known world, your environment, your body, and the linear clock of time. Your environment is what reminds you of your predictable past. Your body is the chemical repository of past emotions, keeping you locked in, identity versus predictability. By closing your eyes and setting aside 21 minutes, you are, for that brief yet powerful span, becoming nobody, nowhere, in no time. You are stepping out of the three-dimensional prison that defines your familiar self and entering the infinite potential of the quantum field. In this powerful 21-minute state, the work begins in earnest. The first order of business is to settle the body and subdue the mind. The goal is not to try and fix or analyze the old self, but to simply interrupt it. When the automatic thought arises, the worry about the job, the stress about the money, the memory of the argument, you do not engage. You observe it, acknowledge it, and then drop it. Every time you successfully drop an old automatic thought or emotion, you are withdrawing your energy from the past and freeing up the creative reserves needed for the future. You are actively performing the divorce the past emotion in real time, minute by minute. Once that energy is free, you must immediately elevate your emotional state. You are now moving from the low chaotic frequencies of survival to the high organized frequencies of creation. You must intentionally generate elevated emotions, profound gratitude, pure joy, utter freedom, and limitless awe before the external world gives you a reason to feel them. This practice of generating the magnetic charge of the future is vital. Once the body is immersed in this elevated emotion, you use your focused mind, your electrical charge, to hold a crystal clear image of your desired reality. This is the moment you achieve coherence. The brain and heart lock into a synchronized, unified broadcast. This coherent signal, held for 21 minutes, is the new communication you are sending to the universe, informing it of your new destiny. The difficulty you will experience is precisely the point of the practice. As you sit in this field of pure potential, the body addicted to the old chemistry will fight back. It will project boredom, restlessness, impatience, or powerful feelings of self-doubt. You might think, this isn't working, I have too much to do, this is foolish. When that happens, you must recognize that this discomfort is not a setback. It is the physical proof that you are winning. Resistance is the signal. It means you have successfully pulled the rug out from under the old program, and it is firing its last desperate chemical messages to pull you back into identity versus predictability. Your commitment during this 21 minutes is simply to hold the state longer than the distraction, to return to the elevated feeling, to return to the coherence, and to hold the vision. By showing up every single day and committing this time, you are sending a new instruction to your genetics, proving to your body that it is no longer the mind. You are forging a new neurological and chemical foundation, transforming your biology to match the energy of in the future. The consistency of the 21-minute state is the only way to hardwire this new reality until you wake up one day and find that you are naturally living in the state you've been practicing, effortlessly demonstrating how to embody the future. Now, the moment of truth arrives not when the world applauds your change, but when the old self stages its most desperate revolt. This brings us to the most vital concept in the entire process of transformation. Resistance is the signal. When you embark on the rigorous sacred journey of the 21-minute state, divorcing yourself from the known world and stepping into the unknown potential of the quantum field, you are fundamentally challenging the biological status quo. Your body, the subconscious mind, has been conditioned by years, perhaps decades, of automatic emotional programs. It is chemically addicted to the familiar survival hormones that kept you locked in identity versus predictability. This resistance is not a moral failing or a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is the absolute, irrefutable evidence that you are doing something profoundly right. It is the body, driven by its automatic, survival-based thought-feeling loop, demanding its accustomed chemical fix. When you sit in silence and begin to generate an elevated emotion, when you try to practice gratitude or wholeness before the evidence of your future is present, the body, conditioned to fear and lack, sends emergency signals to the brain. Stop. This is unfamiliar. This is dangerous. Return to the known misery. This feeling of boredom, restlessness, self-doubt, impatience, or the sudden urgent need to check your phone or solve an external problem, that is the body's protest against the dissolution of the old identity. You must welcome this discomfort. You must learn to recognize this friction as the energetic threshold of change. Every time you feel that powerful urge to stop the meditation, to surrender to the old chaotic energy, and you instead choose to hold your intention in your elevated state, you are winning a biological war. This is the moment when you are actively, powerfully implementing divorce the past emotion. You are starving the old chemical dependency, and the body is literally going through withdrawal. You are breaking the chains of your past, one thought and one feeling at a time. The heat you might feel, the inner trembling, the flood of old memories, this is the energy that was trapped in your past finally being liberated. Persistence through this resistance is the commitment required to achieve coherence. You are proving to your body that the new mind is in charge, that your intentional will is stronger than your automatic programming. If you yield to the resistance, if you allow the feeling of impatience to pull you out of the 21-minute state, you reinforce the old loop, signaling to the body that it is still the mind. But when you release the thought and return to the state of heart-brain synchronization, you are forging new neural pathways, laying down new chemistry, and signaling to the field that a new supernatural identity is emerging. The duration of this discomfort varies, but the principle remains constant. The intensity of the resistance is directly proportional to the magnitude of the change you are undergoing. Therefore, see resistance not as a wall, but as a gateway. It is the signpost confirming you are successfully pulling your energy out of the past and into the future. When the body screams for the familiar chaos, you must deepen your connection to the coherent feeling of the future. You must intensify the mental movie and the elevated feeling, knowing that every minute you hold the state in spite of the discomfort, you are transforming your biology to match your destiny. It is through this act of persistence, this conscious effort to overcome the inner inertia of the past, that the new self solidifies. You transition from thinking about change to being the change, effortlessly allowing you to embody the future. Now, in your waking life, where the energy you've cultivated is no longer an effort, but your natural state of being, we have arrived at the ultimate step, the reason for all the inner work, the biological commitment, and the energetic transformation. Embody the future now. This is not an abstract concept. It is the physical, cellular, and energetic demonstration that you have fundamentally changed your identity. The goal of the 21-minute state was never just to feel good while sitting in silence. The true victory is walking away from that practice and maintaining that supernatural state regardless of what your eyes see, what your ears hear, or what challenges the world throws at you. You are no longer waiting for the external world to validate your internal state. You are using your internal state to dictate the conditions of your external world. The moment you rise from your coherent state, you must carry that feeling, that high-frequency energy of the future with you. This is the moment when the new identity versus predictability is tested. If you step back into your environment and allow the chaos of traffic, the challenge of a financial statement, or the judgment of a loved one to pull you back into fear or stress, you are instantly reverting to your old thought-feeling loop. You are proving to your body that the 21 minutes was just a temporary escape, and you immediately collapse your coherent electromagnetic field, once again signaling to the quantum field that you are only capable of creating a past-based reality. To embody the future now means to live from the end result. If your intention in the meditation was to manifest abundance, you must walk through your day feeling profoundly abundant, grateful, and whole before the money arrives. If your intention was healing, you must move your body and think your thoughts as if the healing is already complete. You are using the intentional electrical charge, the thought of your future, and the magnetic charge, the elevated feeling from achieved coherence as your constant operational baseline. You are literally generating a new destiny with every step, every word, and every non-reaction. This shift moves you from being matter trying to affect matter, which is force, effort, and struggle, to being consciousness affecting matter. The new energy you are broadcasting acts like a powerful magnetic attractor, pulling the parallel events, opportunities, and synchronous realities into your life that match your elevated frequency. The new reality is no longer something you have to chase, it chases your energy. Inevitably, the old programming will resurface. The conditioned body, which spent decades addicted to the survival chemistry of lack and worry, will try to pull you back. That is why resistance is the signal is so crucial to embody. When the old, familiar feeling of impatience or self-doubt rushes in the residue of the past self we fought to divorce the past emotion, you must recognize it as the final, desperate cry of the old program. You do not judge it, you do not analyze it, you simply acknowledge the feeling and immediately return your attention to your heart and your elevated feeling of wholeness. You return to the coherence, proving to your body, once again, that the conscious mind is the master and the body is the servant. This persistence, this continuous commitment to hold the elevated state, is how the supernatural becomes your new normal. You stop trying to force change and you start being the change. You become the living, walking, breathing evidence of your own transformation, a magnetic beacon of the future you intended. The true measure of your transformation is how quickly you can return to the state of creation when you fall out of it. The ultimate goal is that your internal state is so refined, so coherent, that the feeling of the future becomes more familiar and more natural than the memory of the past.